We're good.
Aloha, my name is Margaret Sturber, and we are Team 4, Wahine Akamai, and we are here to talk about sexual assault and our intervention and assessment proposal.
My name is Samantha Lauro.
And my name is Courtney Barrow Committee. Sexual assault is a type of sexual violence and is a term that applies to a broad range of forced and unwanted sexual activity. It includes attempted rape, unwanted fondling, or sexual touching. Why is sexual assault a problem? Well, it's a problem for multiple reasons. First off, PTSD. PTSD is basically trauma and flashbacks of an event that has occurred in your life that was bad. PTSD may occur when someone who was assaulted touched by someone else in a certain place and touched in a certain way. PTSD may live on within them even as time passes. Self-blame. Self-blame is extremely common in abusive relationships. It can be easy to feel trapped in a female or in a male situation. They may be thinking it's their fault due to their appearance to others, or they were too nice to someone and that person took it the wrong way. Depression. Depression is a mental health disorder by loss of interest in activities causing significant impairment in daily life. Depression may change in sleep, appetite, energy level, concentration, daily behavior, or self-esteem. Depression can also be associated with thoughts of suicide. A history of sexual assault and unhealthy weight places females or males at higher risk at attempted suicide. Sexually transmitted infection is an infection transmitted through sexual contact caused by bacteria, viruses, or parasites. This may occur to the people who were assaulted due to not really knowing the person and their sex history. Unfortunately, there is many more things on why sexual assault is a problem, such as eating disorders, pregnancy, sleep disorders, substance abuse, and etc. One main way sexual assault may occur in college is during a party with alcohol all over the creation, and everyone is basically over drinking and not knowing what they are doing. So that's typically the best time for someone to get taken advantage of. Athletes tend to do more of the assaults due to their mindset of thinking they're basically higher up than others and thinking they can get what they want. However, sexual assault needs to be changed or at least come to an end because what it does to someone mentally is horrific, and not being able to trust someone else is going to be hard in life. So, question time. You must be asking why. Why do people feel the right to sexually assault another person? Well, as a person who's been sexually assaulted, I could tell you that sometimes they don't really know. I've asked so many times to the person who assaulted me, why did you do that to me? Or like, what made you think that was right? And all he could say, and I quote, I don't know, I wasn't thinking, that wasn't me, something just took over. Sometimes they won't even know what happened and why they did it, or something happened to them when they were younger and decided to do it to others since it happened to them. Or even that they liked the person but they didn't like them back, so there's an advantage when they're intoxicated and not aware of their surroundings. Some interesting facts about sexual assault in the US versus campus assault. Sexual violence in the US, there is 1 in 5 women and 1 in 71 men will be raped at some point in their lives. 91% of the victims of rape, sexual assault are female and 9% are male. In 8 out of 10 cases of rape, the victim knew the person who sexually assaulted them. And in campus sexual assault, there is 1 in 5 women and 1 in 60 men are sexually assaulted while in college. More than 90% of sexual assault victims on college campuses do not report the assault. 63.3% of the men at one university who self-reported acts qualifying as rape or attempted rape admitted to committing repeat rapes. So my saying is, the world is watching you. And my question to you is, where are you? What are you going to do to prevent this from happening to innocent people. What are you going to do when your best friend comes up to you and tells you you have been assaulted? So really think about it and prepare yourself, even though this is something you don't want to be prepared for.
So the goal of our intervention is to prevent sexual assault on campus by putting a stop to the situation before it even happens. If the students at UH Hilo come together and look out for one another, we can prevent sexual assault and sexual harassment by intervening. A quick overview of the intervention. Go back. It's going to be and the intervention 2 times in a semester. So each session is going to be 1 hour long, and they're going to be ran on a rotation, and the students have to attend all 3 sessions. The target audience is going to be the UH Hilo student population, but the meetings are going to be for Vulcan Athletics Hilo Student Association. Since the students from these, Vulcan Athletics and the UH Hilo Student Association, they play a big role on campus, and they are able to spread the knowledge that they learn from the intervention because they are so involved. So if we reach out to them, then they'll be able to further spread the knowledge and further increase prevention and pro-social behavior. The breakout sessions are going to be 3 sessions a day for 3 weeks, and they're going to be ran on a rotation throughout the week. So in the sessions, they're going to be they're going to learn healthy relationships, prevalence and attitude, harassment, hazing and bullying, stalking, and compliance and accountability. So they'll be ran through rotations and they'll learn these basic things throughout the sessions. In the sessions, the students are going to learn proper techniques and behavior to use when confronting another student without causing a scene. So if they see one of their friends or even just a peer at a party or on campus and they're with another student or just, not behaving socially acceptable, then they'll be able to learn techniques to intervene without causing a scene. They'll also learn to be more aware of their friends, that, if they've had too much to drink and they're getting too crazy with other students, they'll be able to intervene and get their friend under control so it doesn't further escalate to a situation. Alcohol plays a huge factor in sexual assault, especially on college campuses. Students are constantly going to parties and constantly drinking, so it always can lead to just a situation that nobody wants to be in.
So why will this intervention work? We will empower students not to be a bystander and let something such as sexual assault happen, but give them the skills and the tools to be able to identify a situation before it happens and be able to stop it. They will learn what behavior to look for in a student at parties on or off campus that may lead to a bad situation with another student. They will be taught how to intervene without upsetting the individual or causing a big scene. Skills will be taught so that students can handle a situation where if they are with a friend that has consumed too much alcohol and is unable to take care of themselves, the sober student can assist them home and not leave them to fend for themselves or fall prey to an assailant. And again, to try to diffuse the situation. The intervention will include role-play scenarios with certain situations that may occur so students can learn the best approach. UH Hilo faculty and staff will lead the prevention. During the intervention weeks, trainings will be conducted by different methods, knowing that not all people understand and learn things the same way. According to Lisa Paul and Matt Gray in their journal, they wrote, "Sexual assault programming on college campuses using social psychology, belief, and behavior change principles to improve outcomes. In the form of delivery method can affect the outcome of the training. By engaging participants on different levels will result in a better outcome of the program and understanding from participants. They suggest using role play, writing exercises, and discussion as some of the activities. By using multiple activities, the participants are actively working with the message that the intervention is trying to get across and will have a higher level of persuasion." And the review of intervention program studies found that interventions that were semester-long courses and multi-session formats, that they were the most effective. It also shows that in addition to the length of the course, having them as a multi-gendered is also more successful in changing the attitude than just having it in a regular human sexuality class. Using pro-social behavior by not allowing the bystander effect to happen will also not allowing diffusion of responsibility to occur are ways in which the intervention should work. Pro-social behavior is defined as behavior intended to help other individuals' well-being, and to engage more in this kind of behavior will help prevent sexual assault, because we as individuals like to feel good about ourselves, and as students feel good about themselves, they will feel good about themselves if they know that they helped prevent someone from being sexually assaulted. According to the social responsibility norm, we should help those that are dependent upon us. After the intervention, students will feel obligated to believe that they are being depended on by other students to try to prevent sexual assault. An example where not allowing the bystander effect to occur would be if a student assumes that a girl or a guy has a friend to take care of them if they drink too much and cannot handle themselves. Assuming this then causes diffusion of responsibility and no one intervenes. The training will teach students not to assume this and to assume that they are the only ones who are willing to help and be able to stop the situation from happening. This also makes a positive spin on the outgrouping concept, so that students will want to fit in and will feel peer pressure to always step in and help. In order to evaluate the effectiveness, we would give the students in training a bystander effect survey, and we'll have them fill out before the training begins. After the 2-week intervention, we will give students the survey again to see if their views and potential actions have changed. The goal is to get students to feel comfortable and confident by identifying the situation that will end in sexual assault and stop it before it happens. We will reevaluate at the end of the semester and have another survey that asks the students how many times they actually intervene and use their training that they received. The survey will also ask students if they thought the training was beneficial and how it could be improved for future education. The psychology department will assist in this intervention by reviewing the assessments and determining the strengths and weaknesses, or where the pukas are, so that the additional breakout sessions can be created for future training. As we look at the results and evaluate our intervention program, we need to remember this program will need to be reviewed yearly and will need to have input from all stakeholders. Buy-in from all stakeholders that change needs to happen is crucial to the success of the intervention program, along with education. The more we educate students that sexual assault and sexual harassment is not accepted and that the school community will not tolerate it, hopefully will change the atmosphere of what is and is not socially acceptable.